I could not wait to record this video, mainly because I wanted to be on time this week, but also because I could not wait to talk about the new Balmain collection. I'm really hard on Olivier usually because I'm just tired of seeing those damn military jackets. But the Balmain show was really chef's kiss. I loved it so much. Let's just jump right in. I loved everything about Paris Fashion Week. I got too excited, jumped the gun there. Not everything. Let's reel it back in. I loved most of the collections that were shown during Paris Fashion Week. So much so that your girl had to get more organized this week and kind of narrow things down, get a little bit more concise. So I'm going to talk about the inspirations from the collections that I did love, and then also speak on my three favorite looks from those collections. There were some shows that I'm going to talk about that were not really all that great. Off White, mainly just Off White. But also, I'm going to speak on a couple of pieces of fashion news that came out. Nothing really exciting, just things that were interesting to me. If you are new here, then I'm Adriana. I speak on fashion, fashion news updates, runway shows, new collections. If you're not new here, then you know the vibes. I just be talking. I'm nobody important, to be honest. But yeah, let's jump in. Let's start off by discussing how Chemena Kamala did her freaking big one at Chloe this season. Okay, it was her debut collection. Even though she worked for the brand previously at the beginning of her career as a junior designer, she's back now. She's carrying the torch. She did she did the big one. Okay, she really brought what I needed to see from Chloe. All of the boho chic it girls from the early 2000s were there. Sienna Miller was there. Alexa Chung was there. Everybody had on their like wooden Chloe platforms in the front row, which I thought was so funny. But anyway, she brought back the true essence of the Chloe brand. So, you know, chiffon, ruffles, flowy. Not really a lot of like kind of boho prints, but the same tones, mauve. There were a couple of black pieces. There were some olive green, of course, more olive green. But I loved it at Chloe. Okay, so like I just mentioned, she showed a lot of chiffon maxi dresses, thigh high boots, ruffles, leather capes, a few plaid coats and pieces, some gold script Chloe belts. Again, very true to the Chloe brand identity. So my favorite look was look number 6. It was a white ruffled maxi dress with a long dramatic slit. It was paired with gold and black accessories, a cute little gold hobo bracelet bag that had a lot of gold hardware, these cool black flats that were like black patent leather kind of in gold, a different twist on the ballerina flat. I love that look so much, but I honestly couldn't tell if I loved that more than look the second look that I'm going to talk about. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I think this next look that I want to speak on, I actually liked more than the white maxi dress. I can't tell if this is like a deep burgundy or maybe like a brown, but it was a turtleneck, of course. I love a good turtleneck. Whatever. I don't care. I'll die in my turtlenecks. So it was a burgundy turtleneck, and then it had these like leather pants that had this cool fringe trim down the sides, and then also under the knee it kind of had like a buckle detail, and then the rest of the pants after the knee was like a I can't tell if it was chiffon or mousseline silk or what that was, but it was different. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was paired with a cool like wedge shoe. Now I said wedge, not like a wedge. You know, last week I said wedges. No, the heel was wedge shaped. It also came down in an olive version, and that's what I meant when I said I love some of the olive pieces. The olive one kind of had like a I don't think this was a Henley, but it looks like a Henley to me. But it was like a green Henley top, and then the same kind of pant, but in green. So love those two looks. There was a third. There were more than three, but I'm just gonna talk about my third, and then we'll move on to the next brand. The third look was an all black ruffle and lace like duster. And then it had like lace shorts under it, knee high suede boots to pair with it. It had this cool little like fur headband situation. I loved all of the pieces at Chloe. Nobody's ever accused me of being a boho chic girly, okay? I'm usually not that girl, but I am a ruffles girl. And I am a chiffon girl. And I love this Chloe collection so freaking much. Even the little ballerina flats that I hate. I didn't hate them at Chloe. Next up, we're going to talk about Loewe. Now, Loewe always does something different. It's always interesting and cool. So this collection was actually a lot of prints, a lot of floral, a couple of striped pieces. There was a look that kind of looked like ostrich print, very interesting. A lot of beaded detailing was shown through the handbags and a couple of the trousers that walked down the runway. There was even a radish print, which I don't. Okay, okay. Do your thing, Jonathan. Do your thing. Also, harem pants. I'm sure that those were not actual harem pants, and there's actually a term for that. And one day, I'm gonna start looking that up before I record these videos. And these are things I should already know since I have a fashion degree. But they looked like harem pants to me. Okay, they were cool. Whatever. Even though there were a lot of prints and patterns and colors, everything was very complimentary. It all came together really well. One of my favorite pieces that came down the runway was this floral dress. It was an asymmetrical cut, a lot of draping around the top area, kind of like a bustier, and then the beaded floral all on the other side. Very cool. Love that look. That was probably my favorite. My second favorite look was this plaid long sleeve turtleneck. Yes, turtleneck maxi dress that had a long slit. The plaid was really heavy at the top, and then it kind of melted and faded down and blurred into just a solid color at the bottom. It was paired with this beaded bag that looked like asparagus, maybe. I can't tell what vegetable that is or what that's supposed to be, but it was cool. It was cool. So my third favorite look from that collection was an all gray look. It had like a knitted collar, and then it had like a sweater on top of it. The sweater had this fluffy detail. Honestly, again, just a poor black girl, but it looked like raw cotton to me. I'm 98% sure that there was not raw cotton on that sweater, and that was actually probably something way more expensive, but looks like rock hard to me. I'm just calling them how I see them, okay? But it was really cool. It was paired with these cool like trousers that had like a little pleated detail that kind of lapped over. You could still see the belt. Very, very, very cool looks from the Waving. I'm sure there's going to be images of two particular pieces that are circulating around the internet. One being this cool beaded dress. It was almost the shape of a trapeze dress, a little bit, but obviously more structured because it was fully beaded. And it had like a dog on the front. I'm assuming that's a dog. Looks like a dog. I don't know. It looks like a very sad dog. But it was like a dog. It looks like an image of a dog sitting on grass, and then the top of the dress was the sky. Very cool concept. I don't know where I would see that piece, but I'm sure we're going to see some celebrity work that into their wardrobe. The second piece we're probably going to see a lot of pictures of is this set, this beaded set. The top was the silhouette of a crew neck, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was a crew neck because it was fully beaded. Another animal print, it was like a beaded bird at the top, and then it had these leaves on the sleeves, and then the leaves fell down through the print on the trouser. So again, fully beaded. I really liked this show and this collection. To be honest, I can't hold you. I thought it was pretty cool. So Scaparelli has been super popular over the past couple of years. They've been doing really well for the past couple of seasons. And but I mean, when I say doing really well, let's dig into that. Because they've been having a lot of noise surrounding all of their shows, a lot of chatter around every collection, but their sales don't really reflect that. And it could be two things. It could be because of the ridiculous price point, because that is expensive. But it's also more so because it's kind of hard to find. I don't think you can purchase it online. And they do have a little boutique inside of Bergdorf's, but there's not even a Bergdorf's in my state. So I can't even go in and look at it anyway. But they had a couple of cool pieces that came down that I want to talk about. I want to talk about this white coat. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was the thing dreams are made of. Okay. It was a white coat, gold hardware paired with these olive boots. And then they had, one thing that everybody's talking about from this Scaparelli show is the braided hair ties. Yes, it was like a braid, a hair braid, but worn as a tie, paired with these tailored suits that were really, I want to say they were cool, but they really weren't. They were just tailored suits. And then also I want to talk about a couple of the accessories that they showed. They showed some high top sneakers that had the same molded foot detailing that they showed in previous collections on their heels. And then this season, their heels were S shaped. So I thought that was cool. Another piece I want to highlight is this brown leather look that was completely like head to toe the same exact fabric. Even the shoes were that fabric. I thought that was a really good look. I think it's something that can be worked into a lot of different wardrobes. This next set of collections, honestly, I don't really have a lot to necessarily say about them. I thought they were looks that were true to the brand's identity, but I did want to highlight a couple of the pieces that they showed because I like them. Jean Baptiste Valli showed these two looks, looks 15 and 17. I loved how they were styled. There was nothing exciting or spectacular about them, but I like the cute little mini dresses mixed with the floral patterns. Givenchy showed a lot of black and mint green, and I think they had one burgundy piece. But I also, again, just wanted to show a couple of the pieces because I do believe they deserve to be highlighted, but I really just didn't have much to say about them, honestly. I just like Givenchy. There were a lot of classic pieces that were shown, so just wanted to show those images. I want to talk about Rabanne. The Rabanne show was only interesting, and not even I don't even have any favorite pieces that I want to necessarily highlight from the show, to be completely honest. But I wanted to show some pieces because the creative director said that this season he just wanted to do clothes, so he took inspiration from everyday looks that he saw on women just walking around Paris every day. And if when I saw this collection, I did not know it was Rabanne. I wouldn't have thought it was Rabanne if it didn't have the credit at the bottom of the picture. I don't I don't know how I feel about it. Like I just honestly don't know. To be completely honest, and this may just be me talking out of turn. I don't want to get in Julian's head, but I think that collection that they did with H&M kind of screwed them over because it showed that you can do that Paco Rabanne. Oh, they dropped their first name. My bad. You can do that Rabanne look for way, way less money. And so people are wondering, like, if we can get this, if y'all can make this for H&M for $100 or $200, then why would I pay several $100s for it? So I think he kind of had to change directions after that. I really do think the H&M collection screwed Rabanne over. But I don't know. I just wanted to, like I said, show a couple of pieces from that show and that collection because it was interesting. It wasn't your normal Rabanne show. So, like I said, a lot of layers, cardigans, sweaters, mini skirts, clashing patterns. It was honestly a lot going on. Too much going on for me. I didn't even have a favorite. Again, I just wanted to speak on the show because it was so different from their usual collections. Undercover may be a brand that only people who truly love fashion and streetwear enjoy. But I love Undercover. I love how they take everyday pieces and just do something different with them. The creative director said that for this season, he took inspiration from a movie called Perfect Day that's about just an everyday woman and how she finds the beauty in everyday mundane life. And he wanted to stray away from the woman that fashion designers want women to be. You know, the ideal woman who has this ridiculously crazy wardrobe, like the Carrie Bradshaw of it all. Just he wants to talk about an everyday woman wearing everyday clothes. To drive that point home, the show opener looked like a white tank and pants, but it was actually a romper, like a jumpsuit, and it had like the cardigan material sewn into the side seam of the pants, and the woman, the model, the woman, The model that it was shown on had a cardigan of that same color and material in her hand going down the runway. So that was a cool piece. My favorite piece from the undercover show is so perfect for me and my wardrobe that I'm probably going to start putting the money up to invest in purchasing it. I'm not gonna lie. It just, like I said, fits so well into my everyday life and my wardrobe. I could wear it so many different ways, and it would just be such a great piece for me to have forever. It's a cardigan dress situation. You could wear it as a cardigan or you could wear it as a dress. And it is a mixture of different textures and fabrics. It's gray and white, and it was paired with a red pump in the show. I love that dress and that piece so much. I feel like I need that. I feel like I need that. The second piece I want to highlight from the undercover show, it's not necessarily my favorite. It's nothing that I would really wear unless it was gifted to me. Unless somebody bought it for me then. But it's nothing I would really invest in. It was like a brown coat. And I want to say that's tinsel at the bottom and around the trim. But I like the way it was paired with the complementary colors for the shoe and the tights. Thought it was a really cool look. Again, nothing that I could really work into my everyday wardrobe like the first piece I talked about, but it was cool. So the third piece, I don't even know how to begin to describe this coat. I'm just going to show a picture because it looked like the inspiration was pulled from so many different pieces and so many different kinds of coats that it just came together so well. When I describe it, it sounds crazy. So the top kind of looks like it was inspired by an anorak, maybe, or I don't even know what the top. Honestly, the top of it looks like a starter jacket to me, but it was multicolored, like a deep red tone, and then a green, and then a tan, and then black, and then it had like some fur pieces along the sides and in the front for the length of the coat, and then it had like some, I don't even know if that was PVC or plastic or like raincoat vibes. So it looked like a mixture between a starter jacket, a fur coat, and a rain poncho. Like, I don't know, but it was so cool to me. Like, that was just a super fly piece. I don't know if I can work that into my wardrobe as easily. I lied that fast. I could. All you really have to do is wear like some black leggings and a black top and some like boots with it. To be honest, it's actually pretty easy to style that now that I think about it. But not as much as the first one. Honestly, that first one, I would wear that to the ground. I would probably, they would have to bury me in that damn thing. I would probably wear that so much. But yeah, I wanted to talk about undercover. A lot of fashion people don't really necessarily speak on it on their channels, and it's not really highlighted a lot because it is kind of like more of a, not necessarily a streetwear brand, but they have had collabs with Nike in the past. But I don't know, I just thought it was a cool collection. It was totally different than anything else we saw for sure. Now, why the hell did y'all send that stuff down the runway at the Off White show? There was nothing memorable about that show that was good. The only good, memorable thing about the Off White show was Halle Bailey and Willow Smith dancing at the front before the show started. Nothing that came down that runway was redeemable in any way whatsoever. I saw this tweet that said, and I'll post a picture, of course. I saw a tweet that said like, "This is what they paid for, and this is what you got." Like, I just exactly. As soon as I said that, I don't know if it picked up on the mic, but a siren started going off in the background, and I hope it's the freaking cops going to arrest whoever sent that shit down the runway. That was terrible. There were the shoes were like basketballs. I don't even, there were like butterflies involved. I don't even know what happened there. Like, I hated that show so much, and I'm so sorry, Virgil, that they did this to what you built. I'm so happy and excited to talk about this Balmain show. I'm so glad I'm finally to this part of the video. I'm admittedly very hard on Olivier because he showed us the same damn collection in different colors season after season. year after year. I swear to God, I got so tired of seeing those goddamn military jackets. Huh. But for the past two collections, it seems like he's been a little bit more inspired to do something different, step outside of the box. We saw that with his previous collection, with all of the floral pieces, even though apparently there was some situation with stolen pieces. Somebody stole his pieces off the back of a truck. Pause. Because I don't even know what you could do with stolen runway pieces. Like, it's not like you can, I guess you could sell it to a collector because, you know what, anytime I say something, I have to think. And to be honest, I would probably buy just to say I have it, just as a collector of fashion and just a lot of pieces that I have. If I had the money, I would definitely buy a stolen piece that didn't even show at the runway um, from a criminal. I would, and I would just have it in my closet, like on a mannequin. I mean, obviously, that's something like you couldn't tell people that you own because then you would be implicated in the crime. But I would definitely buy that on the black market. So let me not even say how do you even sell that. He said that this collection was inspired by his childhood home. I want to say it's in Bordeaux, France. Did I make that up? At any rate, it's inspired by his childhood home. And I could understand that because it reminded me of when I was younger, my mom had this decor in the house. It was like a glass bowl that had glass fruit in it. And that's exactly what this reminded me. As soon as I saw it, I pictured that glass bowl with the glass fruit in it that was on our dining room table for years. Am I going to show most of the pieces during this time of the video? Yes. Yes, I am. So there were a lot of gingham pieces and in navy and in black and white. I thought those were really, really good. Again, there were a lot of fruit themed pieces. So a lot of dresses. Like I mentioned earlier, there was like a grape print skirt that he paired with a black top. There was a beautiful, beautiful printed mini dress that had the glass. I keep saying glass fruit because again we had the glass fruit when I was little, but that had the fruit detailing on the shoulders. Oh my god. There was a skirt version of that. There was one red piece in the show that I thought was really cool. A couple of mint green pieces that were beautiful long sleeve dresses, and also a mint green pair of trousers. There was a lot of tan. And yes, some of the tan pieces did have the military cut. But whatever. It was different. We was vibing. I was with you, Olivier. I don't even worry about it. I got you, big bro. There were a couple of tan plaid pieces, my favorite being this top with a train and a lot of draping in the front, and then it was paired with trousers in the same print. Love that look. There were a couple of power suits with beautiful, like pleat esque fabric. I don't even know what this fabric detailing is called. Again, I swear I have a fashion degree, but whatever. Couple of pieces came down with that material, and then those had a gold detail, and then the gold detail, the gold accent was shown a couple of times throughout the collection. It was shown in black two different times with trousers and then also a skirt. And then also it was shown in tan in like this like tan vest of sorts. I just wanted a reason to talk about the whole show. I needed a reason to show every look that came down their runway. That was my kind of carrying on, Olivier. That's my kind of carry on. That is my kind of dramatics. It looks nothing like anything else we saw all season, all fashion month. We did not see anything else like that come down the runway. It was perfect in every way. I cannot stress enough how much I love that Balmain show. Even the bags were good. What he paired with them shoe wise was good. The accessories were good. It was perfect. I just needed him to take off that goddamn braided wig. I don't want to necessarily talk about the Rose collection. I just thought it was interesting that they didn't allow any social media or any press or anything in their show. You kind of had to take notes the old school way on pen and paper. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know who Mary Kate and Ashley think they are, and I don't want to yuck their yum. I don't want to make it seem like who do you think you are? Because I mean, Mary Kate and Ashley, they gave us Billboard Dad. Okay, they gave us Passport to Paris. I had a poster of Mary Kate and Ashley in my room when I was younger. So I don't want to make it seem like they aren't legends. Would I say that they are fashion icons? No. Honestly, the only thing I think about when I think about Mary Kate and Ashley, and I don't know which one of them it was. I just know one of them had cigarette bowls at their wedding. I don't even remember which one it was, but anytime I think of them as a unit, I think about the cigarette wedding because that probably screwed up so many pieces. I'm sure the dry cleaning bills was crazy for all of the whole party. The whole wedding party probably had to send that shit to the dry cleaners because the smell of cigarettes. Anyway, but yeah, went on a tangent, but I did want to talk about how I thought it was interesting that they are the only brand that's really sticking to the um I don't even want to say the essence of fashion. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what to call this what they're doing. First the Margot bag, that's really nothing. Then their prices being so ridiculously high for the most minimal pieces. I guess you could say that they spearheaded the quiet luxury trend. I mean, they did that. They did a thing. But the row of all people, I bet when we finally see those pieces are, I don't even, to be honest, I didn't even try to look for the piece. I don't even know what they look like. I don't know if anybody snuck and got any pictures of it or any footage or anything. I'm sure they did. And if they did, I'll find it while I'm editing and like edit a clip in here. But it probably looked the same. Probably was t-shirts and slouchy little pants, trousers, little slides that look like nothing. I like to spend my money on things that you can tell what it is. I always joke and say I don't have enough money to do quiet luxury. You gonna know my luxury is loud. You gonna see them logos. You gonna know exactly what it is. I'm not buying no mule. Even I had a pair of Givenchy mules, and they literally had Givenchy across the top, biggest day. That's the kind of girl I am. If I'm spending a certain amount of money on something, I want you to know exactly what I spend my money on. I want to start the fashion news segment by saying nothing exciting really happened this week, to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. So, even though the rate of inflation has affected labor, construction, the cost of materials, literally every aspect of life has been affected by rising costs, the amount of store openings have been more than the amount of store closing in the US and the UK for the second year in a row, which means retail is on the rise. We back, baby. We back, baby. Malls are about to be back on the move. We're about to be cool again, going to the malls. I'm saying we, but I still go to the mall like multiple times a week. The mall is my favorite place, but it's good to know that store openings are on the rise. Women's Wear Daily asked buyers what they purchased from the Milan Fashion Week shows, and they mentioned like sky high thigh boots. They mentioned cozy knitwear, embellished knitwear. A lot of them said that dresses are back. I don't even know what that means because who stopped wearing dresses? But anyway, and also, of course, furry coats and furry accessories. So that was the opinion of buyers, according to Women's Wear Daily. Sophia Richie Grange is co-designing and art directing a spring 2024 collection for Solid and Striped. It's apparently a well-known swimwear collection. I, I've been having the same swimsuit for the longest because I mean I have a thing with public pools. But at any rate, Sophia Richie Grange is designing a collection for a popular swimwear line. We'll see what happens with that. I'm sure it'll be quiet luxury. Business of Fashion had an article that was actually a really good read, and I'll link it below, of course. But it kind of asked the question: is fashion necessary because we're in a climate of conservatism? Conservatism? You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, anyway. It was a good article. Okay, read the damn article. It was basically asking, I feel like every week I have to defend my education, okay? Anyway, it was basically asking like, is fashion or is radical design relevant since we are living in a shit show? I mean, pretty much sums it up. But again, like I said, good article, good read. Beyonce is still on our necks. She hasn't lit up since the Super Bowl. Oh my God. So, she has a country album that's releasing later this month. And then she dropped her hair care line Sacred in the middle of last month. And I've been hearing some good reviews about the hair care line. I can't lie. I might have to go ahead and bite the bullet and buy it, even though I said I wouldn't. But So she's the latest cover girl for the newest edition of the CR Fashion book. And the pictures look really cool. In one, she has like an asymmetric haircut. It's not a mullet because it only has one long piece. So it really just reminds me, maybe it is a mullet. It's business in the front, party in the back still. And it's a corseted look, a corset over a t-shirt. She has a red like curly wig that looks like the wig she wore in Obsessed that everybody's cracking jokes about on Twitter. She had another look where it's like darker hair that I really love the most. She just dropped that picture this morning. I think that's my favorite of the whole spread. So yeah, like I said, Beyonce is Beyonceing, and we're just here living in her world. We finally reached the end of the video. Thanks for sticking with me. There was a lot. Again, I really hate that I couldn't talk about every collection or every show that I love from Paris Fashion Week because there was way more than the ones that I'm speaking of now. I just kind of wanted to highlight more of the more notable top high end brands that were shown. If I took TikTok or Instagram more seriously, then I would probably do like reels talking about the other shows that I liked. But unfortunately, I have a career and I have like five other side businesses. So maybe maybe one day when all I have to do is social media and content creation, I'll have the energy and time to do that. But as for now, I narrowed it down. It was still a long video. Sorry about that. Thanks for returning. Next week, I'll go back to talking about like fashion as it relates to pop culture, probably. I think Fashion Month is pretty much over for the most part. I don't think there's another Fashion Week coming. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what country would be. So I highly doubt there's another Fashion Week coming. So back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, share, all of those good things. I have a goal that I'm trying to reach by the end of the summer. So I don't want to say the goal because then I don't want God to limit it to that number. But in my head, I have a subscriber goal by the end of the summer. And I feel like I can make it as long as you guys keep on tuning in. See you next week. Bye.